Welcome to Living Your Senior Life, where we share practical tips, inspiring stories, and helpful insights to make your later years vibrant and fulfilling. The holidays can be a wonderful time filled with family, laughter, and tradition, but they can also be challenging, especially for seniors who may feel distant or alone. In today's episode of Living Your Senior Life, we're exploring meaningful ways to stay connected during the holiday season. Whether you're celebrating in person, using technology to bridge the miles, or finding creative ways to reach out, we'll share ideas to help you feel included, valued, and joyful this time of year. From simple gestures to heartfelt traditions, let's make this holiday season one that reminds us all of the power of connection and community. So grab your favorite cup of tea, coffee, or cocoa, take a deep breath, and let's explore how to create a more peaceful, meaningful holiday season that feels just right for you.
So the holidays are here, and, for most of us, that brings up these perfect images, right? Cozy family time.
The ideal picture.
But let's be honest, for a lot of people, particularly older adults, this season, it can be really tough.
Yeah, definitely. Whether it's, distance, maybe mobility issues, or just missing loved ones.
Right. That perfect image versus the reality. It often brings up some pretty sharp feelings of loneliness.
That contrast can be really jarring, can it? The joy everyone's supposed to feel versus maybe feeling separate.
Exactly.
So we actually looked at a whole stack of research articles focusing specifically on this problem. How do you close that gap?
Okay.
And the good news is, connection, even when you're not physically there, it isn't just some vague idea. It's something you can actually build. There are practical, pretty simple ways to do it.
And that's really our mission for this deep dive, isn't it? We want to get into those actionable steps, basically create a kind of blueprint for seniors or, anyone helping support them to really feel included, connected during the holidays. We're trying to move past just saying, thinking of you, and get into the actual how.
Right, the mechanics of it.
Yeah.
And if there's one big takeaway that pulls all this together, it's this feeling connected. It's not really about how big the celebration is.
Okay.
It's more about the consistency, the quality of the moments you share. We found sort of four main pillars kept coming up.
What are they?
Using technology in creative ways, really prioritizing authentic storytelling, leaning on shared traditions, and also broadening the circle through community stuff.
Okay, let's start with maybe the most important bit, the why. Why does making this effort matter so much? It's more than just, cheering someone up a little bit, right?
Oh, absolutely. We're talking about health here.
Yeah.
A health imperative, not just a social nicety.
Really?
Health.
Yeah, the research is pretty compelling. It shows that social engagement isn't just a nice to have for quality of life. It's actually a core to physical health.
We see studies showing that loneliness, especially if it's chronic, it can actually raise stress hormones that leads to inflammation, and it can even weaken the immune system.
Wow, wait, so you're saying actively working on connection is basically like preventative health care?
Precisely, yeah. Some researchers compared the impact of loneliness to other known risks.
Okay.
And they found that lacking social connection, it carries a mortality risk, similar to smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
15 cigarettes, that's staggering.
It is. And during the holidays, when all those emotional stressors can kind of pile up, maintaining those connections, it actively supports, both heart and health.
Right.
That feeling of purpose, of belonging.
Yeah.
It seems to act like a protective shield almost against things like cognitive decline.
Yeah.
It just fosters a healthier outlook.
Okay, that statistic definitely cuts through the noise. It really elevates this whole conversation, doesn't it?
Yes.
So if the stakes are that high, how do we actually make these strategies work when, being there in person just isn't an option? Let's maybe turn to the past first traditions and memories.
Yeah, that's a great place to start because, holidays have always been about rituals, haven't they? For ages.
True.
So when distance gets in the way, the idea isn't to just ditch the ritual. It's about adapting it.
Okay, adapting. Let's unpack that. How do we adapt? So much of the holiday feeling comes from, the senses, smells, tastes.
Exactly. That's why the sources really highlight food rituals. If Grandma always made that special batch of cookies, she can still make them, maybe just for herself, or a smaller batch. But then she shares photos or maybe even a little video talking through a step or two with the family.
Ah, I see. So it becomes a shared sensory thing, even without sharing the actual food.
Right. You're sharing the experience of it.
That's practical.
Yeah.
What about things that usually need a group? like decorating the tree?
Yeah, good question. That's where you kind of shift the focus. Instead of the action itself, focus on the meaning behind it.
Meaning, how?
Well, one really powerful idea was creating a memory tree. So instead of focusing only on new ornaments, you really emphasize the ones that represent special moments or people from past holidays.
Oh, I like that.
And as each one goes on the tree, maybe you send a quick voice note or a text message explaining the memory attached to that specific ornament.
That turns decorating into something really meaningful, doesn't it? A shared history lesson almost.
Exactly. And you can imagine how well that works for bridging generations too.
Yeah.
Like reading rituals. Super simple, but effective. If Grandpa always read, say, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas,"
A classic.
he can still do it, just over a video call with the grandkids.
Yeah.
Even though it's virtual, hearing that familiar voice, reading that story, it keeps that family thread going.
Maintains the continuity.
Right. And similarly, for New Year's Eve, there's that idea of a memory jar where everyone writes down a favorite moment from the year.
Huh.
That adapts easily to digital. People can share their written memories in, like a shared document online or maybe a group chat. Everyone contributes.
These are great adaptations, but I think you mentioned something even deeper. The gift of storytelling itself, beyond specific traditions.
Yes, because often we forget sharing our life experiences, our stories. That's maybe the deepest way we connect.
True.
Stories are how generations really link up, how we keep loved ones' memories alive and, well, present. The material suggests going beyond just casual anecdotes.
How so?
Like deliberately recording short audio clips or maybe little videos of favorite holiday memories. They could be specific, funny ones like, "Hey, remember that year the turkey caught fire?" Yeah.
Or maybe more thoughtful ones. I saw memory letters mentioned too.
Yes, that's another strong one. Writing an actual letter or even a long email to a younger relative, detailing a specific memory, maybe some family history, that's like creating an heirloom.
A permanent record.
It really is.
Yeah.
And the act of sharing these stories, it just reminds everyone that the love, the togetherness, it lasts. It endures, regardless of time or distance. Stories are kind of the ultimate gift that doesn't expire.
That flows perfectly into technology, doesn't it? Because that's often how these stories get shared now. But this is also where I think a lot of people helping older relatives kind of hit a wall.
Yeah, technology can definitely feel intimidating sometimes.
The truth is, it offers probably the best channel for that emotional connection when you physically can't be there.
It absolutely does. If we use it strategically, that's the key thing that came out.
Strategically, how?
Well, the biggest finding about virtual connections was avoid the pressure of the perfect, super long video call. That 2-hour, everyone has to be on, coordinated Zoom thing.
Oh, yeah. Stressful.
It often causes more anxiety than actual joy.
So what's the better way?
Short, frequent hits of interaction.
Yeah.
The advice is to aim for like 3 to 5 minute video check-ins scattered throughout the season, not just one big marathon.
Oh, okay. Why short and frequent?
It just minimizes the cognitive load, reduces that feeling of having to perform or have a long list of things to talk about. You don't need a big update prepared. You can just say hello, see their face.
It makes a lot of sense, like a little social snacks instead of a huge, heavy meal.
Exactly. Social snacking, I like that. And think simple digital check-ins, too.
Like texts.
Yeah, or maybe daily or weekly thinking of you messages. Use fun photos, emojis, maybe a super brief voice memo. Keep it light. Use tech for small, shared activities, too.
Okay.
You don't need fancy online games. Think shared media.
Like a shared photo album online?
Precisely. Google Photos, maybe a private Facebook group, somewhere the family can easily drop photos, little updates, memories as they happen. Keeps everyone in the loop naturally.
I like that. Or maybe watching something together.
Yeah. Schedule a shared viewing. Everyone hits play on the same holiday movie at the exact same time in their own homes.
And keeps a chat window open.
Right. Group chat for commentary. It kind of mimics being together on the couch, sharing reactions.
Okay, but let's tackle the elephant in the room, the tech hurdle itself. What if someone is genuinely just, freaked out by a smartphone or tablet? What are the simplest setup tips?
Yeah, this is super crucial. First off, bigger screens are better. Ditch the tiny phone screen if possible.
Use a tablet or even a TV.
Exactly. Tablets, smart TVs if they have one. The interface is larger, easier to see, requires less fiddly finger work, less visually straining too.
Makes sense. And apps.
Keep it dead simple. FaceTime is great if everyone's in the Apple world. Otherwise, basic video calls on WhatsApp or Skype tend to be pretty straightforward. Stick to the basics.
Okay, simpler apps, bigger screens. But the setup, that's always the killer, isn't it? Getting it working the first time.
It is. And the absolute most critical thing, preparation. Have a family member, a friend, someone patient, walk them through the entire process before the holiday madness starts.
Like a practice run.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 or 3 practice runs. Clicking the link, answering the call, checking the microphone, the camera. Do it when there's 0 pressure.
So they know what to expect.
Right. Knowing how to fix a muted mic before the big call. That eliminates like 90% of the anxiety right there. Prep is the antidote to tech fear.
That's really good advice. Now, we've been focusing a lot on connecting with existing family. But what if the problem isn't the tech? What if it's more that there isn't a close family network to call?
It's a very real and often harder challenge.
Yeah.
And it means shifting gears a bit towards more structured community support.
Okay.
For people who maybe don't have that local or even virtual family network, connecting with friends online, or maybe joining online support groups focused on shared interests, that's highly recommended.
Are there organized programs for this?
Yes, definitely. We saw lots of mentions of nonprofit and community programs, things like Adopt a Senior initiatives or organized phone a friend services run by, various aging agencies.
How do those work?
They basically pair up older adults with dedicated volunteers who commit to regular scheduled calls. Just for companionship, a friendly chat. It provides a really essential bit of stability and connection. And that leads us really nicely into the next piece, which is about expanding the circle beyond just family. And if we link this back to the bigger picture, relying only on immediate family, especially distant family, can actually create a lot of pressure.
Right, for everyone involved.
Exactly. Getting involved locally in the community, they can provide warmth, companionship, and really importantly, a sense of belonging that's kind of separate from family duties.
That sense of purpose you mentioned earlier, it feels really important here too. It shifts the focus, doesn't it? From sort of passively waiting for contact to actively doing something.
Precisely. Volunteering came up again and again as a fantastic resource. Finding purpose, helping out at a local food bank, maybe a holiday toy drive, or some event at a church or charity.
It turns the attention outward.
Yes. It replaces that feeling of being isolated with a feeling of being needed, of contributing.
Yeah.
The research suggests that kind of purposeful activity is incredibly effective for boosting mood.
Okay, but what if, say, physical volunteering isn't really practical for someone? Are there less active ways to get involved in the community?
Oh, absolutely. The sources strongly recommend checking out local senior center events. They often have holiday lunches, parties, craft fairs.
Things already organized?
Right. Or community holiday dinners, seasonal concerts, even joining a regular structured local group, maybe a choir, a book club, a knitting circle, whatever the interest is.
Something weekly or monthly.
Yeah, that ensures predictable social interaction on an ongoing basis, not just during the holidays. It builds a routine of connection.
And sometimes it can be even simpler, can it? I mean, just inviting a neighbor or a friend, someone else who might be alone, to just share something small and festive.
Totally.
Oh.
A cup of hot cocoa and watching a favorite holiday movie together.
Yeah.
It can literally transform the day for both people, just that simple outreach.
Yep.
And the beauty of these community connections is that they often create new traditions, things that can last all year round. They build this kind of foundational layer of companionship.
So the person isn't relying solely on 1 or 2 distant relatives for all their social interaction.
Exactly. It spreads the load and enriches their life overall.
Okay, this brings us to, I think, maybe the most crucial piece of the puzzle, the mindset shift. Because we can put all these great strategies in place, but if we're still expecting that perfect, Norman Rockwell Christmas card holiday, we're probably setting ourselves up for disappointment.
Oh, completely. We have to consciously lower that pressure dial. A key takeaway from a lot of the behavioral stuff was focus on meaning, not on perfection.
You mean over perfection?
Yeah. And assess what really has value. That quick 5-minute video call where you saw someone genuinely smile, or a text exchange that felt really heartfelt, that can honestly provide more emotional nourishment.
And stressing for hours over some complicated virtual family dinner that doesn't quite work.
Exactly. Presence over perfection allows us to actually savor the small joys, the things that are good.
What kind of small joys?
Well, don't underestimate just simple self-soothing rituals. Taking a quiet walk outside, really listening to some favorite holiday music, lighting a nice candle, watching a beloved classic movie by yourself.
Being present in those moments?
Yes. Savoring those small, intentional moments adds up significantly to your overall sense of well-being. And critically important, always express gratitude.
To people who reach out?
Yeah. Thank people who call or message. Acknowledging that connection actually reinforces it, makes it stronger for both people involved.
So boiling it all down, what does this really mean for you, the listener, maybe facing the holidays, feeling a bit disconnected this year?
It means remembering that the most important gift, truly, is your time, your love, your attention. Connection doesn't need huge, expensive gestures or complicated travel plans.
It's the small things.
Small, intentional moments matter most. Facilitated maybe by technology, supported by community connections, those are the things that really count.
This has been incredibly helpful, I think. A really insightful deep dive into making connection feel real and tangible this holiday season. So, just to recap the pillars for everyone listening. Use technology, but keep it frequent and simple.
Right. Prioritize sharing memories and stories. That's where the deep connection happens.
And look outwards, too. Expand your circle and find purpose through community engagement.
And always remember that connection. It's fundamentally linked to your physical health, your emotional health. Taking these steps, being intentional about staying engaged, it's a real investment in your own well-being that pays off way beyond just December.
Absolutely. Okay, we've talked a lot about adapting old traditions and finding new local bonds. For your final thought to ponder this week, maybe consider this. Beyond just trying to recreate old rituals virtually, how could you, maybe with your loved ones, actively co-create a brand new digital tradition, something designed specifically for the online space? Maybe like a weekly themed online talent show or a collaborative digital scrapbook project.
Oh, interesting.
Something that doesn't just sustain the connections you have, but maybe deepens them in a totally new way, ensuring they thrive right into the new year and beyond. Something to think about.
Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. And a special thank you to all of you who've been following Living Your Senior Life. Your support and kindness truly mean the world. As we move through the holiday season, I hope today's episode inspires you to reach out, reconnect, and share simple moments that remind you just how powerful connection can be. You can find the full article and more helpful resources at livingyourSeniorLife.com. Disclaimer: this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional, medical, or mental health advice.